Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well.
Well, that's good. As people are coming in into the chat, I'm gonna go ahead and ring the meditation singing bowl to clear space and energy.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I guess, wow, I just heard myself echo for a hot minute. Um, it always does that every once in a while. But
Just right
anyway,
at the beginning, maybe.
you heard it too, right?
I didn't, but
Oh,
maybe just really, 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 really slight, right? Like your first syllable.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, Shabaka, hello, honey.
Well, hello. You've
We
been traveling the world and leaving us behind.
I know, like, I was about to say, we miss you. Welcome back.
I
I
know.
know.
We
We missed
missed
you
you.
too. Yeah. I'm assuming you had plans, like Friday night plans. Is that what happened? I'm assuming.
She
I've
moved and she forgot about us.
been seeing your friends. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Finally, you're closer to people and civilization,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
deserve it.
Coming in out of the tundra, right?
You've been going to a show every weekend? Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I've heard that in Canada, there's like a lot of like shows that are coming your way, especially around the summertime, like Summerfest and stuff. Yeah, so yes,
Nice.
civilization. So you're not in the woods anymore. You're a city girl now.
Well, that's quite a shift, isn't it? A lot of
Mhm.
shifting going on.
Yeah, so do you want to get jump right into it and let us know what this Sag moon is all about?
Yeah, the full moon. It's so today's the second, and technically the full moon is about
The third to the
9:30
fourth.
tomorrow night. Um, let's see. Oh, I already flipped over to next week. We've got a lot going on. Try to cover quickly this evening. So it's about quarter to nine your time tomorrow night, about quarter to midnight our time on the East Coast.
Okay, got
So we're a little ahead of it, but it is pulling. Hey, JK, glad you could make it tonight. Saw Little Wayne and Kid Laroi. Nice. So the you know the most strong vibe of this Sagittarius full moon is the fact that the planet that rules Sagittarius, Jupiter, is holding hands with the North Node. So this is like life changing, destiny changing. The North Node is, when everybody asks the question, what am I here to do? Or, what is my destiny? In the astrology chart, you look at the North Node. It is considered the thing that takes a stretch to reach. The South Node is the old sock that's very comfortable and very familiar and patterns we've done for many lifetimes. The North Node is out of our comfort zone. It's stretching to shift attitudes and behaviors that maybe have been familiar. A classic example would be, dating someone you wouldn't normally date, doing a activity like a sport or a hobby that you've never tried before. So those things that kind of, it also kind of semi jokingly, but not really, stays off Alzheimer's because the more you stretch your brain to learn things that are new to you, it keeps your it keeps all of those synapses and brain cells constantly firing. You're not getting lazy, you're not getting too comfortable. Depending on the makeup in your chart, if it's very strong earth energy, it's a little harder to be spontaneous. If you're, air, it's very easy to be spontaneous. Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. It's all about freedom. It's all about philosophy and higher mind, higher education. It's, independence and freedom. So my mom was very true to stereotype Sag. And the thing that growing up with a Sagittarius mother that I use as a description is their feet hits the floor at 6 a.m. and they do not stop until midnight. They're very high energy usually. They get bored easily in relationships. A lot of Sagittarian people tend to have difficulty in romantic relationships because of that need for freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if they hook up with someone that is like-minded and not threatened or insecure by, giving a little space for each person to do their own thing, those are the successful relationships with that kind of energy. The North Node conjunct Jupiter would say this is like divine opportunities. So gifts from the universe. This full moon would be a time to write and meditate on your most deepest heart's desire. What is it, if you had to wake up every day and think that your life was perfect, doing exactly what you want to do, what is that? What does that look like to you? What does it feel like? And this energy for the full moon would be a great time to really focus on that as a manifestation, because Jupiter and North Node give you an extra cosmic quantum leap type of boost. So you're not just trying to manifest flat-footed in some very dense energy. This makes the fire buoyant. And, it's also, we have several planets along with the North Node and Jupiter still in Taurus. That's Mercury, Uranus, and Vesta, an asteroid. So, Mercury, Uranus is, this is what you would call a stellium in Taurus. And that is 3 or more planets in the same sign. There's 5 planets, 4 planets and an asteroid in Taurus right now. I don't know if anyone's been watching, like world weather patterns, but there was actually a typhoon in the Philippines. There was a tornado off the East Coast. There has been several history record making weather events. So as we've spoken before, what is happening to the earth, itself sends off vibrations that our vibration resonates to. And so that's why if you can get out of your 3D mind and really think 5D, think quantum physics, maybe study Tesla and his work, Isaac Newton and the work he did about gravity. We are shifting into other dimensions, and it just depends on how willing you are to let go of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the biggest theme, I would say. Jupiter also rules legal systems, the judges, the clergymen. So you may, if you're involved in a legal situation, so North Node and Jupiter holding hands, that means that the South Node is opposite. It's always opposite the North Node. So that brings in a past life element if you're in a legal situation with someone, that this is something being worked out from another time. So sometimes I believe that helps diffuse the frustration and anger and dilemma of, you know, getting patient, number one, being optimistic. Jupiter is very optimistic. So, trying to look at any kind of legal or court situation as, you know, it being worked out in the divine court, because this is something that you've been through before, and everything works out the way it's supposed to, even if you don't think it's favorable to you. Inevitably, it will always be shown to you that certain things happen. um, Yes, Shabaka, I am. That would be the affirmation this weekend. And so you might, because of the intensity of this energy, want to be alone. Um, it might be difficult to be around large groups of people because the energy is so kind of whack.
Mm-hmm.
It can be draining. If you have a lot of water in your chart, then, you know, absorbing all that kind of whack energy. I don't know about you. I have felt more sleepy than usual. You know, it's real easy to lay down and take little cat naps. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just sort of the shifting of the energy, and our bodies have to adjust to these vibrations coming off of a shifting planet. I know in our last chat, we talked about the transits with Uranus and that new discoveries in space would be made. And lo and behold, the news feed today shows a pseudo moon that's
Mm-hmm.
been orbiting the Earth since 100 BC. So that would mean it has a very large, elongated kind of orbit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be seeing more of that. If you're into astronomy, that might be the hobby you've thought about taking up, or maybe you have some discovery of your own on how to study a map of the stars. Uh, you know, astrology I've always described as an ancient language, and these different systems that are used by different astrologers are named after ancient mathematicians who came up with how to do math formulas and tabulate the speed of each planet. And, you know, wouldn't it be interesting to see some evolution in astrology? They've talked about a 13th planet for a really long time. They've gone back and forth about whether or not they call Pluto a planet at all.
Mm-hmm.
These kinds of discussions and debate are very Sagittarian. They're higher mind. They ask us to think out of the box. And while I mentioned Pluto, it is on the same day. So Pluto barely touched into Aquarius um, about 11 weeks ago. It moves very slow. And so, with this full moon, it has been retrograding slowly. And this is the first bit of 29 degrees Capricorn it will touch on again. So, I know that I've given this date before, but it's worth looking up again for those of us that like to be really accurate, right? We like our dates and to be accurate. So,
So are we officially out of that whole Aquarian energy and we're going back into the Capricorn?
well, I don't know if I like the word official,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're at 0 degree Aquarius, 29 degree Capricorn, that's what we would, I guess, we'd call sort of a shadow or a cusp.
Mhm.
kind of energy. So you could resonate to either depending on, what energy is. So yeah, let's see. We're going to be, so it was the 1st of May, this May 2nd, when Pluto went retrograde, and it was at 0 degrees Aquarius. And it touches the 29th degree of Capricorn around June 12th. So officially, we're still 0 degrees Aquarius with Pluto,
Mhm.
but that's enough of a transition to where what that's going to do, because you know if you've ever done watercolor, you know that the water and the paint, they fade and they move around. And that's how I look at planets moving from sign to sign. You'll have a little bit of intensity from one sign, not quite into another. So they kind of interact with each other. And depending on your energy, I think, is where the focus becomes how you want to use or react to that energy. So, with the retrograde of Pluto, and being that it's such a huge historic type of transit for it to leave Capricorn and go into Aquarius, you may revisit things that when Pluto had been in that 29-degree Capricorn placement, which goes back, you know, um, say like December ish. So that would be like 6 months ago. So you might find things that may have been left behind or left undone, um, December, January window, pop back up this summer for you to address. That could be a decision you made about moving. Maybe the time wasn't right then, and now the opportunity comes up to be just the right time.
Mhm.
Capricorn is very much associated with structure and work. So if you maybe thought about around the first of the year wanting to pursue a new job or apply for an advancement within your own organization, and then for whatever reason life got in the way and you dropped that idea, this would be a time period. um, let's see, it stays retrograde until October. Around October 11th or 12th is when Pluto will station to uh, go direct, and it doesn't get back into that 0 degree of Aquarius until almost the end of January 2024. So,
Wow.
yeah, so it's very slow, and
Mhm.
that's why it can linger, subject matters for a person.
Mm.
Something that you may have thought was, moved on over, may hit squarely in your path again. Uh, so Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and we know Saturn is Father Time and our teacher, the wise old sage within us all. So when I'm talking about things coming back around, I'm talking about lessons we've learned, maybe something that was dealt with at work, um, comes back up, and you've learned your lesson about how you would have done that differently, or an opportunity to speak to someone that you were interested in romantically, and for whatever reason it faded away, and then next thing you know, it's back on your radar again, and it may trigger ideas of what do you wish you would have said? Because Sagittarius is the truth seeker, and that is, we had Scorpion lunation not long ago, which again was about the truth. So a lot of this period that we're going through at all the different configurations amount to bringing out the truth in court, bringing out the truth in yourself. If there's something you've been in denial about, these are the kinds of energies that basically, encourage us to see things how they truly are, right? That's
Kinda
very
like a
important.
level of maturity, like a leveling up.
It is. That's a great way of describing it. And
Mm.
that energy will be with us the rest of the year, beginning into 2024. So we've had a taste of that Pluto and Aquarius, which, I would describe as a little quirky, okay, a little
Mhm.
unconventional, a little shaky. We had banks close. We've had, like rules and convention be up for debate. We've had power shifts. We had, countries change leadership. So these are exactly the themes of history and the period that we're in. It's a great time to have chosen to be born. And in astrology, that is a theory that you and your spirit guide, when you're a light body, manifest your chart that you want to come into the human experience with. And I think it's a mixture of things left undone and things of the North Node that you want to try and achieve. Um, I heard it once put that, you know, sometimes you're going through such a rough time, you wonder, why in the world would I choose this, right? But when you're a light body in spirit, there is no emotion. And when you're in that state of quantum physicality, this looks fun to come
Mhm.
into the human body and to have the, waves of sadness, happiness, joy, anger, all of these emotions. And that's for me what astrology is the language about, is human emotions. And Sagittarius full moon would say, and with that comes a dash of spirituality, because, Sag is the Pope, the religious figure in your life, or your spirituality, whatever bucket you dip from on that subject. This is definitely a time to, oh, I just had this memory. Wow, this is really weird that this just came to my brain 2 or 3 times this week. um, I've either seen someone being baptized on TV, and one of my dearest friends has a grandson who's like, let's see, he just graduated from high school, so that would make him like 18 or 19. And he went and got baptized, where the church he went to had a big old tank of water, and actually, dunked him in it. Now, this is coming to me as such a good description of Sagittarius and what we all may be going through. But here I'm on the phone with someone talking about this, thinking about baptism. You know, babies are baptized by sprinkling water on their head when they are baptized. Not all babies get baptized, but here she's educating me on that particular church and denomination, that they distinguish between being christened. So the terminology changed. Okay, christened as a baby, where you just have a little holy water put on your head, and that is different than being dunked in water and baptized. And her explanation was that, and she is very fundamental And she was so
Mhm.
happy about this with her grandson. And to her, she explained it as when you do the baptism and actually get dunked in water, uh, it's supposed to speak to your commitment to your religion. So
Mm.
anyway, it's just so weird how we're into this Sagittarian energy, and you'll see around you these debates and philosophies about different denominations. And you know, the thing that I think is what we're supposed to do. Am I missing something? My big fat Greek wedding kiddie pool baptism. That is funny. And JK had a grandfather was a minister and visited the close to my I was the only grandchild and sixth that was baptized. That is awesome. Well,
Mhm.
so this is all we're doing the Sagittarius full moon energy right now. We are talking about, you know, different denominations, different rituals within religion, and you can expect that to continue. You could, you know, there are aspects that would probably, well, I think I've already noticed a few headlines where large, um, mega churches and their leaders, the truth comes out about corruption. Or I
I
know
think
one,
it's the same with politics too.
mhm, yes, and see, so Sagittarius is the legal description, legal um, system, and um, and politics and politicians you usually are close to lawyers, are lawyers, or definitely part of that whole genre. So, uh, deep thought. Um, some the Sabian symbol for 13 degrees of Sagittarius is a widow's past brought to the light. So that is where I kind of interpret that as coming out of denial. You know, like I saw, you know, that actress Diane Keaton.
Mhm.
She is like 75 now, and she recently did a book that I heard a review on, and it goes back to, I don't know, I don't think I knew this, but she evidently was in a very long, on again, off again romantic relationship with Al Pacino, and it started when they did the Godfather movies. And so,
Isn't Al Pacino now pregnant with some young girl?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
saw that recently.
yeah. I think he's like 81, 83. I thought that was, you don't want to know what I thought. But when I saw that, but we digress. So
Yeah, I was like, I can't. I don't know. I mean, I guess
I guess,
love is blind.
well, and I guess, uh, I mean, the 80 something year old men I know, I just don't see going through what you have to go through to get somebody pregnant. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a hard visual, actually.
Sorry.
And so, you know, we're, you know, so, but she in her memoir talked about, she's never been married, right? She's 75. She's never been married. She
Mm,
hasn't had a date in 35 years. She's at a stage in her life where at this point she doesn't want to get married. And
mhm,
she gives all of these reasons for why she really embraces her singlehood. And this is a social pattern being shifted, right? Because for centuries, society predicates that women find a husband and have a man to protect them and take care of them. And I think we've all grown up with somewhat of a Cinderella syndrome, that we would meet a prince and have some kind of blessed life. And I think most all of us here in this chat would agree that just hasn't worked out that way.
It's really interesting because early on this week, I was reading an article from a divorce attorney, and he was explaining that the cases that he actually works with and the reasons for divorce was the woman filing for it. And it's because these women are the CEOs. They have a really good job, but not only that, they come home, they cook, they clean, they do the dishes, they have to take their kids to sporting events. And what does the husband do? That's it. So there's an imbalance in like responsibility when it comes to kids. Now, I know that's not everyone's situation, but these are the ones that are filing
Right,
for
right,
divorce, and which is a lot. So
right.
that kind of tells you that, we have she women that are running, I guess the world. And that idea of being like, the homemaker and taking care of the kids, where the man is the only one that goes to work. It's not common. And if so, that person possibly has to make buku dollars for their partner to just stay at home and tend to the kids, because most times it takes like double income just to live.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Hmm.
And there would be a conspiracy theory that says that was an intentional manipulation to break up the nuclear family so that we were more vulnerable and separated. But we won't go there. But that's what came to my mind for that. But
Hmm.
you're exactly right. And after COVID, I think people pretty much know I've worked in law firms forever. And the law firm I was at, I moved from one law firm at the beginning of COVID because they were shutting down. And I never felt it was a real thing. And I wanted to continue to work. And I left, a downtown area and came out to suburbs to work in a smaller law firm. And the increase of divorce filings during COVID, those lockdowns, was just exponential. I mean, I do real estate work, but the other partners in the firm do um, family law, and the custody battles over young kids. I mean, it was just crazy. And especially as the lockdowns were lifted, it just seemed like people were making beelines to lawyers to file for divorce. So, where that nuclear family got split apart and everybody had to go out and work and never spent a whole lot of time together as a family unit, the lockdowns forced them into spending time. And I think a lot of people realized that they had grown apart or were strangers to each other. And, you know, one thing that I think is good, even though it's hard, is, you know, teaching children to stay in an unhealthy, toxic relationship is not positive, right? So even though it's hard, it does demonstrate that each person has, feelings in a heart that should be nurtured and honored. And if you're in a relationship where you're abused or, um, uh, disrespected, then it's actually healthier to um, break up and teach children to go and find healthy relationships with partners that value them. And it's hard, but these are all the kinds of subject matters that we have been wrestling with. And under, so this full moon is also making a square to Saturn. So that the squares are us feeling a lot of pressure to mature, to grow, to learn our lessons, to do better, to teach others from what we've learned. You may find yourselves in situations where whatever you do, you're teaching younger people. Uh, Shubaka, you're so funny. According to your stories about work, your old boss was a douche nozzle. Anyways, I've
Yeah.
worked for a few of those actually. I like that term, douche nozzle. I
Mhm.
like that. I've not ever heard that before. That 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 is great. I'll have to use that. So
She also made some men comments.
um I didn't catch everything.
What's for dinner?
I saw a headline talking about his baby. Oh, we're talking about Al Pacino. She likes old men like Jagger and Eastwood.
Oh, she was talking about the new girl.
Right. And so, my point of bringing that up is she wrote a memoir, Diane Keaton wrote a memoir reflecting back on 40 years of her dating romantic life.
Mhm.
And she has fully, embraced and enriched her experience in life by accepting that this was right for her. Like I think we spend a lot of time in life trying to battle ourselves, right? Like that's the square to Saturn. We put an expectation on ourselves, and Sagittarius full moon would say, now be honest with yourself. Is that an expectation you're putting on yourself, or are you putting it on yourself because of social mores and expectations from society? So a lot of soul searching, a lot of I want to say come to Jesus moments. um, it's like having a thorn in your side, and it's painful to bring out. Once you bring it out, you can start the healing. So that's all very positive. And so the Sag is also not good at patience. So Sag doesn't like to waste time. And
Mm.
that's why I think that they can move from something quickly if they see that it is not a practice they want to have, or going to get them to a higher state of mind. They can walk away from things, whether it's a job or a person or family. Um, I don't know who this guy is that's been a feed on my YouTube. Well, I don't have Instagram, but on YouTube, they show those little short videos. His name is Luke something, and he does these little quick dances and positive affirmations. And one of the ones recently was, it's okay to walk away from toxic family members. And that's probably one of the hardest things, is recognizing and coming out of denial about a family member. Friends and non-family are somewhat easier, to walk away from. But when it's our family, there's that thing about a family's everything. There's that.
Yeah, blood's thicker than water.
Yeah. And sometimes family can be like the worst. And
Mhm.
so these times might find you with that debate or battle in your mind about someone unhealthy in your family that um, lowers your energy, you know, and
Well, sometimes they don't have a choice
yeah,
because they do live with them.
yeah, it's
And
a struggle, and it's, I guess it's a, what Sag would say is be optimistic about finding ways to get um, out of the comfort zone, and part of that is allowing other people to help. We all want to be in control of our decisions in our life, and sometimes it's hard to be out of our comfort zone. A prime example, I have to travel next week and I have to put my dogs in a kennel. I can't tell you how out of my comfort zone that is. That's a very typical, simplistic example of this energy. Doing something you're not used to doing, you're not comfortable doing it, and there's a certain degree of anxiety about it, right?
mhm.
But you know somewhere deep down that it's positive, that you know it's something that's healthy to do, it's just not comfortable. And so maybe when we get together next time, which the new moon is that weekend of Father's Day, um, people can let us know like what did they do out of their comfort zone. That's the class homework.
Okay, say it one more time.
what
Things that what is it?
what did we do out of our comfort zone? I don't know how, I don't know these answers, Shabaka. So maybe they're
Oh,
chatting.
is that my question? I'm slow.
Oh, right.
Um, yeah,
Oh,
my dad
right.
yeah,
Okay, now it
so
makes sense.
okay, yeah, my dad survived. He is in Korea with my mother, and, yeah, they're both together, and they'll be coming back here in
Oh,
November, and, that's
November.
yeah, and then, my brother, he potentially will be getting his Alaskan cabin.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll probably get the property in North Carolina though, but, he gets the cabin getaway.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it. So we're all up to date now, Shibaka.
Oh gosh. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's see. So Mercury is going to be changing signs in a couple of days to Gemini, which will make even more chatter and more
More energy.
more jitteriness and more information. And here we all trying to, you know, being bombarded by what's true or not. Like I was telling you
About
about
the attorney.
GBT chat or chat GBT,
Uh-huh.
and a lawyer used it to write a brief only to uh, realize too late that it created cases he cited that never existed. And so I know you can't make it up. But Mercury and Gemini would mean you've got a lot of information coming at you to sort through and to use your intuition to discern it, right? Because where something like that presents as, well, it's a brief from an attorney, it must be true, not, right? So check your facts, try to slow down. Um, if it doesn't feel right, certainly don't act on it. You know, but really, I think these dimensional shifts of planets and quantum leaps of energy, our survival tool is our intuition, you know, really honing in on what is your first voice when you're struggling with a decision,
Mhm.
and, you know, not doing something that some voices telling you you shouldn't be doing this. Honor those inner voices that try to show you discernment when you're trying to navigate. Um, Another aspect of Jupiter and Sagittarius is publishing. So, where you might have had projects or something, that could also mean, unfinished manuscripts or poetry or something, essays that you've wanted to publish. Um, so Mercury sextile Uranus is positive. Sextiles are considered somewhat mild aspects. The aspects in astrology charts that represent life chapters and things really shifting and happening are the squares and oppositions. So that's certainly with the moon squaring. Did I say the moon was Mercury is conjunct Uranus during this moon? You could get like sudden inspirations. You could get like sudden epiphanies. You could suddenly get news from, say you submitted an application or a manuscript, you submitted some body of work and kind of forgot about it, and suddenly it's on your plate again. And that Uranus energy, it could be so Uranus is about the internet, right? And software, and gaming is huge. The gaming industry is huge. And you could see a lot more going on with, we've talked about this before, AI, anything electronic, computerized, just like them having some telescope to find this pseudo moon, right? So there's more. Chat got wonky. I don't know.
Maybe on her end. I don't know if that's like an internet connection thing.
Okay. I think we're just flowing right along, don't you? I mean, we are in some choppy water with, uh, another element to talk about on Sagittarius is it's symbolized by the archer or the centaur. Um, Centaurs in Greek mythology were a breed, species, and there were good centaurs and there were bad centaurs. Chiron, who is the equivalent of Saturn, was considered the greatest of all. He was the wounded healer. Um, and it was through his pain that he helped others. So you may find yourself, say you went through losing a loved one in hospice. So then you might find other people going through that in your reality. And, it makes sense that you have something to share, or you're helpful to that family or whatever. So, past experiences, the pain they bring, I think that we pay it forward, right? We ultimately uh, have that knowledge to pass on to help someone else going through something similar.
Yeah, because I think I mentioned to you that my friend, his dog, he had to put his dog to sleep.
Yes, that's
And his dog had liver, like kidney failure, I believe. And she looked like she was still kicking it, like still happy. She was still walking around, but I could tell that there was a little like shake in her leg, when she
yeah,
was still. And so they made a decision to put her down the other day because they had a planned trip to go to Florida. And it was really difficult decision, because they had the dog for like 15 years
wow,
and she only had like a couple weeks to live. So what was the decision? So they just ended up putting her to sleep. But I cried. I was like, oh my God, because I've known that those puppies, because there are two of them, they're boxers. And I've known them since before, like, kind of like around the time they got married, which was like 15 years ago. They had these dogs before they had kids. I've seen pictures of them like when they were puppies and stuff. And I
Oh,
was like, oh my God, I've known them for a long time, but I've only met the dogs in the physical form once.
but it's still
But
like a member of their family.
yeah, and just to see those pictures, and just having them, because he would always show me them, on the videos and stuff, and it was just heart wrenching. And then he showed me pictures of her last meal, which was a piece of bologna and some hot dog.
Oh gosh.
It was so hard. Oh my God. But anyways, yeah. So, there
Well,
was that happened earlier this week.
and interestingly enough, Sagittarius rules the liver, hips, and
Oh,
thighs.
yeah.
So hip problems are associated with the emotion of moving forward, having a hard time moving forward. That
Mm,
could be moving out of that comfort zone. Alfalfa, burdock, comfrey are some of the general herbs for pain. Can use other than just hip issues. Um, so liver disorders can mean chronic complaining. When I think of a dog or an animal having liver failure, I think of all of the medicines and vaccines we're forced to give them getting processed through the liver, which is probably not good.
mhm.
Milk thistle, I guess, is probably the most common herb associated, like in supplements for liver. And there is a really gross liver cleansing juice you can drink that is apple juice, cayenne, lemon juice, 2 or 3 ounces of olive oil, and drink that down to cleanse the liver.
That's not that bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Yeah.
So the natural Sagittarius is the natural ruler of the ninth house in the zodiac. So we kind of had touched on that was a philosophy and um, higher education. Another really typical manifestation of this energy would be um, enrolling in some class at a college. Um, you may find yourself attending graduations. This is that time of year. And I want to just look here because there's some other sign changes. Venus is going to be going into Leo. Um, so let's see. We're on the second for the full moon, and that moon is in Sag. And then we have, let's see, on Monday, the 5th, Venus enters Leo. Um, and so Venus has been in Cancer where it really likes. Venus entering Leo is wildly romantic. So, and Leo Sag trine each other. Those are very fortuitous energies. So, again, uh, gifts from nowhere may open up. Um, there's an old philosophy of no matter what the invitation is from the universe, try to take it because, again, that's stretching. And even though I don't know, I think everyone can probably relate to this, but even though someone might say, hey, let's go to this, da 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 da, and you're not interested, and you make yourself go and you end up having a grand old time, when you had kind of prejudged that you didn't want to go and didn't want to do that. So, try to accept those invitations. Um,
Especially if you're earth sign.
Yes, yes. And as Venus goes into Leo the first of the week, it will be opposite Pluto. A Venus Pluto opposition is separations. So that could mean separating from a toxic partner. It
Hmm.
could mean
When is this?
uh, Monday the 5th.
Oh, the fifth next week.
Mm-hmm.
All
That's how
right.
our week starts out. And then,
Separations and divorce.
yeah, anybody wants to keep track of divorce filings at their court, they might see a spike in that.
Okay.
Um,
Make sure they get paid first and then settle the debt later.
that's right. That's right. Let's see. We have on the 11th is when Pluto hits that first degree of, or the 29th degree of Capricorn from backing up. Somewhere here we have, oh, it's Father's Day. Saturn goes retrograde. So, you know, in the northern hemisphere, all of the outer planets are retrograde during the summer. So this isn't any energy that we don't live under. Um, uh, but it does slow things down, right? And they're already, so it's kind of like watching paint dry. Uh, you know, you might, like in this full moon, is very impatient. So you might feel that sort of frustrated, things aren't happening enough. And,
Fast enough.
right. And the new moon in Gemini is,
Communication.
yes, and that is between the 17th and the 18th, their Father's Day weekend. So,
17.
and that is also when Saturn goes retrograde. So you might have, you know, Saturn is the father. So you might have some, some father pattern that is readdressed. Um, your plans for Father's Day may change or be delayed. Um, so that is pretty much, let me see if there's anything else here. You know, I think if I had to just say one kind of sentence that describes these energies, it would be that any past suffering comes to be like a self realization, like realizing things about your history and your patterns, and it all making sense. You know, I kind of equate that to this Diane Keaton review that I read about. You know, she's reflected on her life and had some really difficult things. She ended up like at 50 adopting kids, right? 'Cause she did want kids. So on her own, she went and adopted kids. And so I think there's a depth to this energy philosophically. You may philosophically have been one way a long time and then have some epiphany that you're another way. Um, you know, in the last couple of days, I had that whole like someone around me debating denominations, you know, and explaining the differences in them. And, you know, that's a very Sagittarian kind of energy.
Mm. Well, I feel like Sag is kind of a mixture of Libra.
Well, they have similar rulerships in the legal system, you know, that
Hmm.
balance justice scales. So they both do. Libra is an air energy, Sag is fire. So,
It's like, Libra is the initiator, and then Sag is like, I don't know what you call it, the doer. they
definitely,
finish up the
definitely,
finisher. Like,
yeah, the opposition of Sag is Gemini, which is an air energy. So I can see where you would hook Libra and Sag together pretty easily. They
Okay.
represent some of the same things. Um, I would say one of the primary differences is attention span.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
although,
Sag is, because my son, like I'll give you a scenario today. Today he had a field trip to go to La May's car museum, which is amazing. He loves cars, but I don't know. Today was a big day and he didn't want to go. And I'm like, what in the world? I was like, you love cars. Why don't you want to go to the car museum? I don't want to go. He want to go to the baseball field. I'm like, this little like last minute plans. And I'm like, are you serious? And then I packed him his lunch and I asked him, well, do you want to buy your lunch? No. And so he ended up buying his lunch, but he also ate his packed lunch too. So I was like, okay. So
just kind of an all mixed up day.
yeah, like did not, and then he was adamant about not wanting to go yesterday because I asked him again. I was like, "Are you sure?" And then he said he wanted an RV so that he could travel. And I'm like, "Well, wait a minute, son. You want to hold up. You don't want to go to the museum, but you want to go travel at a far distance. Because he's the traveler guy. He likes to road trip and like go to places and travel, and that's his thing. Like
Right.
he likes to go everywhere. And so, um, yeah, I can totally see that energy. And then today he got a little pissy and I don't know what that's all about, but I'm about to find out after we get
He
offline.
is a Sag.
Yeah.
So he is feeling that North Node pressure.
Mhm.
What's it all about, Alfie? What am I here to do? What's my destiny? And then the square to Saturn, like, I don't want to grow up. You're gonna grow up. I don't wanna. The
So
child.
he was protesting.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Hmm,
Yes.
interesting.
Interesting how the different signs react to um, so anybody that is a fire sign um, would have like an easier time under a fire full moon. Like
Mhm.
elements feed each other, opposing elements. Gemini's right now, and haven't been able to catch up on your readings you've done with the signs, but I guess we'll touch that with our cards. But you know, that could be that push me, pull me, indecision, um, can't really focus, things
Mhm.
being very fuzzy.
Mhm.
Um, Earth.
I got that, like, very, fickle, like, energy,
Mhm.
like, being really adamant. Maybe, I was seeing, like, arguments going on, like, having one like, I guess, oppositions and stuff,
Right.
that going on. And then with the earth signs, it's all about patience.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what's going on there with you?
Well, and fire can cleanse earth. So earth signs could be going through like a detox cleansing or cleaning out people in their life or closets. You can express that a lot of different ways. The water signs, I think, uh, take a hit because fire can dehydrate water. So fire can make water signs feel depleted in energy.
Yeah.
Unless they make a really conscious effort to find that balance, which just given to the energy, the druthers of the energy, and kind of being pulled along, uh, water signs would be having a difficult time getting tuned into the intuitive part of themselves
Mhm.
because a lot
No.
lot of lot of energy, a lot of vibes interfering with that instinct.
Mhm. I could remember specific for the Cancerian sign where the Cancer wanted to make a home for their lover. Okay, so they were
Course.
very adamant about like wanting to provide. They would take care of the expenses. It really doesn't matter. Just go ahead and leave whoever so that you can come home to mama, right? Well, the other person I saw was that they wanted to feel like they had some control, and they felt that the Cancerian energy was more controlling. And so Cancer needed to learn how to, let go of the control factor of how things are supposed to manifest. It's one thing that, are able to offer care and a place for somebody. But I mean, what about the other person? You have to let them, kind of decide what they want to do, and not let, just because you think that you could do X, Y, and Z, that the other person wants the same. And
Right. And you can't, what's that saying? You can lead a horse to water, but can't make them drink.
right, it's like forcing them, like, okay, just because you have the ability to do it doesn't mean that the person is gonna say, okay, well, let me pack up my bags and come on over. Like, it doesn't.
I know.
So it's really difficult for like the water signs to do it because they're more like emotional, but then it feels like a smoldering, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring out our cards and find out what the signs might use or feel during the full moon, the Sag full moon.
Okay.
And
See.
I am going to be using, let's see if I can find the, I don't have a box for them anymore.
Yeah, so
Here.
you had like a
So this is the Aquarian deck.
uh-huh. Okay. And then for me, I am going to use the Love Language deck, which is by Divine Moon Goddess. Excuse me, Divine Moon Empress, and I actually follow her on Instagram.
Neat.
Yeah, but this was actually a gift given to me by Morgan, I believe, if she still
Nice.
watches me. Yeah, she's gifted me a lot of decks,
Nice.
so we're gonna use this for today.
Cool.
Okay.
So what would Aries want to know during a Sagittarius full moon? They're fire, so they should be kind of getting some uh, ethereal gifts and ethereal inspirations.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have something interesting for Aries. I have good night text and lazy days.
Oh, and I have temperance.
Oh, okay. Well, so Aries, instead of being like your fire-like self, it's time to take it down a notch, maybe.
Be patient.
Like lazy days. Do some texting, good night, or maybe, spend nights with your lover.
And temperance has also represented to me the guardian angel. So that brings in that spiritual aspect of Sagittarius. Maybe, mm, I'm thinking things like a sweat or yoga,
Hot
something,
yoga.
yeah, something that is chakra work to get
Hmm.
yourself centered. Aries can be somewhat compulsive.
Hmm. I would just say Aries just needs to just slow down a little bit, even though that we're under this Sag moon. That's what it seems like to me.
It's definitely hard to be patient for Aries
I
and Sag.
know.
Yeah.
Make a Netflix and chill night.
Yeah. That square to Saturn, the full moon squaring Saturn, is that exasperated. I'm frustrated. You know, got a case of the I can't help it.
So take a break.
Yeah.
Aries, take a break. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Because that's what Taurus is really good at doing.
Yeah. I still have that stellium in Taurus.
Oh, do you?
What we do still currently have
Oh, you mean
planets piled up in Taurus.
okay, got it, got it.
See, the sun will move into Gemini in a couple of weeks. Venus will move into, let's see, where's my little chart here? Yeah, so the sun will be changing sign. I'll look in the ephemeris because that's just a chart of the full moon. It doesn't tell me when they move.
Let's oh, I see. I see that the new moon is on the 18th.
Let me,
So 17th, 18th.
I'm having memory issues. So I was talking about planets changing signs from Taurus. And so we have in Taurus, let's see. Saturn's in Pisces. Am I looking at the right month? Yeah, June 2023. So it'll be backing up. What else is there? So Mercury's going to be changing sign. Right. Okay. So we came out of the Mercury retrograde in the middle of May. And come June 12th or 11th or so, right around there, Mercury moves into Gemini. And then shortly after that, on the 20th, 21st, the sun moves into Gemini. And let's see, Jupiter is in Taurus. Has just changed sign into Taurus. So we've had a lot of sign changes. And in July, Venus will go retrograde for a short period from like July 23rd through like September 7th. And that's the other shifts that'll be happening over the next month or so is the outer planets going retrograde. So we've had Pluto go retrograde around June 18th. Saturn goes retrograde. Then let's see, Neptune goes retrograde the very end of June, like the 30th. So you see how these outer planets will start retrograding, and then come August 30th, Uranus goes retrograde. So over the next 3 months, you've got those outer planets stationing retrograde. Our next Mercury retrograde is August 24th. I don't mean to be dotting you with dates, but you can always listen again and write down the dates. So we have some sign changes and retrogrades, and that makes for changeability. It makes for opportunities to do things differently, which most of the time is
I think it's good.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The more we can roll with the flow with change, I think the more calm our beingness is, because that is the only thing permanent, right? Is change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can stop gabbing now and get a Taurus card.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have three
Oh
actually.
my goodness.
Yeah. So with Taurus, I have love at first sight.
Oh.
Yeah, coffee dates and bubble baths.
Wow. And I have the Chariot. So
It wow.
Taurus. Yeah, Taurus is going to have some love in the air.
Yeah, Taurus. What the heck? Jesus.
Taurus is innately romantic anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna smell good, look good. You know, look into somebody's eyes, drink a little bit of coffee, and dip
Yeah.
into like a bubbly bath at the
Yeah.
end. Sounds good. Maybe with a Cancerian too, right?
And I was thinking of one of those outdoor spas that gets all steamy, and if it's not a bubble bath, then some kind of spa treatment.
I was thinking a hot spring. We actually
I
have
was
the
too.
yeah, there's plenty of those here in Washington. So maybe find
No,
a hot spot.
yeah,
Go skinny
some
dip.
spot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So then Chariot is fast and
Mhm.
finding balance, moving forward. So Taurus might be moving or thinking about it anyway.
Mhm. Maybe moving in with the Cancer, because I did channel that earlier this week, but I feel like just enjoy the bath, don't make any major decision.
I see the drum here, and that's another, spiritual practice, drumming. Um, I don't know. I just think using the weekend to do some kind of spiritual activity like, you know, yoga, meditation. And, if you're not into the physicality of that kind of work, the journaling, but some soul searching.
I just got into like making tinctures.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I've never made any,
Yeah.
but I came across like a video to make a tincture.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, maybe I should make some of that. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be any good, but I guess I could try just to see what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I'll do my little bit on herbalism and stuff.
We used to soak Roman chamomile flowers in distilled water
Mhm.
with like a drop of alcohol. And, that like put on your wrists uh, is a good calming tincture.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Lavender. We used to grow lavender. Um, I had this yard guy. I had this really great patch of lavender. And this yard guy came and weed whacked my yard and whacked all of the, he thought the lavender was a weed. And
No, he didn't.
it's never come back. I had a really old patch. Whoops. Let me get those.
I would be pissed off, man.
I was. And it was one
I
of
mean,
the,
like, how the hell are you gonna chop down a lavender bush? Like,
it was one
especially
of the, well, they kind of grow.
like sporadic
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Different varieties do different things, but these were kind of had
Like fairly
spread.
like
Yeah.
covered
It wasn't anything that looked
bushy.
trimmed. And yeah. And the
Okay.
flowers had already um, been spent. So he thought it was a weed. And it was one of those things where he did my yard when I wasn't here. So it wasn't like I could stop him. But I came home and, it was all along the front walkway. And that was all like manicured and trimmed. And what could I do? And I don't know. I've never been able to get it started again as well as that.
When it grew out like that.
Um, Rosemary is another one
Mhm.
to make a good tincture out of. That's supposed to bring clarity to your third eye.
I like rosemary anyways. It's good for a lot of things. So
And when you start studying, you'll see that you can mix, like rosemary and mint, or what's another combination we used to do? Basil and
I know, was that
I think
what's
we
that?
did basil alone.
I want to say parsley, but there was something that I grew last year. I forgot what it was. Oh, thyme.
Mm-hmm. Thyme is a natural antiseptic.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this great little dog named Jojo one time, and she had these horrible allergies on her ears. It would make these really like layers of skin peel, and
Oh.
I tried everything. And one time I noticed she was just laying in the yard gnawing on a witch hazel limb. So witch hazel is a bush.
Mm-hmm.
They get kind of woody, and she was just laying under it, gnawing on one of the little branches, not a big thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so I always think animals do know what they need naturally. And I had some witch hazel, and I started soaking cotton balls and putting it on her ears, and it cleared it right up.
Well, isn't that something?
Hmm.
Well, it's good that you had that in the yard. Like she didn't go
Yes.
out to the
And,
medicine
that
cabinet.
was something that kind of aged out. Like I had it for a long time. And then one winter, it
Grew.
just died. And I found another one. I think this will be the third year. The interesting part about witch hazel is that it has a really cool bloom in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had this one 2 years, and it's growing, but I've yet to see it bloom. But I also didn't plant it in the same place, so it might not be where it needs to be. But
Mm.
that's the great thing about gardening is you can always start over if something doesn't work.
Right. Okay. Well, I have some cards for Gemini, and it is date night in. And
Oh,
how was your day?
and I have the moon. So very chatty, talking emotions. Maybe Gemini might have, I'm thinking the single mothers that were both the father, like Father's Day celebrations for mothers.
Mm-hmm. And they're just spending a lot of time just chit chatting.
And this could also be the father or the masculine figure in someone's life who is more nurturing.
Mm-hmm. But with the moon card, that's a feminine energy too. So maybe that's them practicing their femininity.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's like, I guess it's the fathers who actually feel like, I don't know, like have a soft spot too.
Yeah.
As being like a father. And that's sentimental towards them if they are.
So Gemini is going to be feeling some changes here in the next couple of weeks with the uh, sun moving into Gemini. We'll have the summer solstice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, Gemini is going to be, I think, feeling more inspired, um, processing a lot of information. And I don't know why I feel this, but I'm feeling like getting a new computer.
Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Cancer. Hmm.
I got 7 of Wands.
Well, really? So I have 3 cards, and I have courting, fireworks, and fantasies.
Wow.
I know.
Something's bubbling.
Yeah, and being really defensive about it, I guess. Come on, honey. And speaking of Cancer, Luna is here.
Oh,
My Cancerian princess.
Luna, darling.
I know.
Oh,
I know. Honey, we're almost done, okay? Yeah, so I don't know, maybe like really defending yourself about like wanting to have like a I guess like a beautiful night out, you think?
setting boundaries for sure.
Hmm. Not trying to give out all the goodies.
Right.
All right. You know, today Luna was out taking a walk and there was a new puppy on the block. It's a Chow Chow mixed with
Oh,
a husky.
oh,
And the thing is cute. It's a cute little fur ball looking thing, and it's white with a tinge of brown, and it's so
oh,
fluffy and cute. And so Luna got to get close to that puppy today, and she was just looking at it.
oh gosh.
Yeah. So yeah. So I guess that's kind of a similar vibe, you know, like just like yeah, I'm interested, but what's going on here? Like she didn't know how to react, so. I thought it was interesting because she doesn't have much interaction with other dogs. So, yeah, I know. So, let's see here. Next, we have Leo.
Well, this spell out the Emperor.
Oh, okay.
So this is vitality. That's,
Hmm.
Sag is fire, Leo's fire. Leo might feel more energetic.
Oh, and I have concerts.
All right.
Yeah, so Shabaka was going to concerts. So, Leo, maybe it's time to go out to a few concerts
Okay.
too.
Well, I'm a Leo and I got a ticket in the mail today for a concert in October that I am going to go see.
Oh, okay, awesome. So, you already got it squared
Mhm.
away.
That's kind of weird.
Uh-huh. So yeah, just like you already planned for it and it's
Yeah.
actually here.
I'm keep checking this particular theater. There's a band that I love. I don't know if anybody knows the Thunderbirds,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, old
they
band.
used to play around here back in the day. And they're sort of like a mature group that still travels a little bit. And I saw them maybe 4 years ago.
Hmm.
And just on a fluke, I reached out to the theater. I was like, any chance the Thunderbirds are coming back? And they said, yeah, in the fall. But the tickets aren't on sale yet. And what is Chibaga's talking about? Cute guys, amazing healing. We call him cute. Are you talking about a guy or a dog, Chewbacca?
Who?
Fluffy hair.
Oh, is that who I was describing? The cute, like fuzzy guy?
Okay.
Could be. Hell, I don't know. Like who else is up in your block?
Yeah. We
We
got
call him Cutie, deep voice, fluffy hair. Oh, isn't he needs a little rubbing? Sorry.
the concert guy.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like you are living in the right place, regardless of the garbage chute. So,
Got that all squared away.
yeah, so it kind of worked out from what I can feel there. Okay.
So Leo is being social and getting out and enjoying the arts.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, Leo, you're doing it right. Got your ticket.
Yeah.
So, next we have Virgo.
So it's an earth energy, which might, struggle a little bit under a fire full moon.
Mm-hmm. I actually have something here. It's called Pillow Talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So,
looky what I got. All
the
right.
hermit, yeah, laying in bed talking.
Yeah.
To your pillow
Staying
or to
in. Yeah.
someone else?
Virgo will be staying in for the full moon.
On
Probably
snuggie
a good plan.
pillow. Oh, that's okay. I
And
know
this is a very spiritual card, right? The light in the lantern represents, your spirituality and following divine inspiration.
yeah, talking it out with your bestie.
Yeah.
I guess that sounds good. I was about to say, Luna, she likes to take over my pillow. It's so cute.
Aw.
I was like, "Are you comfy, girl?" And it's like she'll look at me and she does the cutest thing because she'll lay her chin up on there, kind of to the side, but looking at me. And I was like, "Okay, you know you're cute."
I got home a little early today and I made a little pallet in the floor and got my dogs. We all took kind of a little power nap together in the floor.
Oh, okay. This will do.
Yeah. They're never quite sure how to handle that.
You're like, "Oh, are you here down with us?" Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So next we have Libra. Luna, you're in the way, honey. Here, you get down, honey. Libra, what's up, Libra?
So
Oh, okay.
Libra is very social, you know.
Yeah, I have laughter.
I have the Knight of Swords.
What the? So, oh, it's King of Swords, actually.
Oh, King, sorry. When I say Knight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
King of Swords. Maybe planning a party. What does yours say?
It's just
Laughter.
laughter, like having fun, laughing, but maybe speaking about the truth of some and laughing about it. Like, I'm not sure. Like, what kind of humor do you have, Libra?
Well, isn't the King of Swords a very fast energy and getting things done? And yeah,
Yeah, like someone who wants to speak the truth,
yeah.
and very direct and can be cold sometimes. But that's why I was like laughter with that. That sounds like very condescending,
Oh, goodness.
like really, like ha ha ha, but really, this is the truth. So that's why I was like,
Well, well, and the sword is also, your intuition. So maybe Libra needs to, rely more heavily on their own instinct.
mm-hmm, okay. Try not to laugh unless you're being funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
The truth,
Will set you free.
yeah, the truth is actually kind of funny, I guess. All right, so Scorpio.
Scorpio's kind of been through it so far this year.
I would say. Huh. Okay, so I see something, but I need more.
I got Six of Cups.
Okay. So the card that came out that I have is called Matching Outfits.
Oh, goodness. Is Scorpio going to meet a soulmate?
I guess maybe thinking about the past, how you and someone used to, I guess, match each other, like you were matched with someone. You possibly completed someone of the past. I really feel like this is more like a Scorpio going down memory lane from what I can feel. Let's see, is that another energy? Okay, working out. So, interesting. So maybe self improvement, working out, um, maybe working on like that vibe that you guys used to have.
Well, and this can also be the inner masculine and feminine within their self,
Mm-hmm.
finding inner fulfillment.
Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. Let's get on to Sag because I don't know what she's eating. Is
Oh,
it?
goodness. Go dig it out.
I know, right? Like, honey, just.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
I know. Look,
Broccoli au gratin. Oh, the little dinosaur.
hey, little favorite, get you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 more or 4 more.
Sag for the Sag full moon.
Yeah, let's focus on you.
Very energetic.
So I see here. How was your day?
And I have King of Cups.
Oh, so okay. What are you opening up? Um,
There's romance in the air for Sag.
I would say, you know, hmm. At least it's your moon. Look, I have bonfires, so something must be going
Oh,
on with Sag.
yeah, that
You
whole
know, there's a blurry picture of a couple, behind the bonfire.
yeah, maybe
Mm.
a camping trip, Sag.
How was your day?
Or
Mm.
bell train. What was that ritual of fertility with the bonfires?
Yeah. I guess be careful. It's a full moon tonight. You're gonna let that love flow. That's actually kind of nice for you,
It
Sag.
is very nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next we have Capricorn. So I have,
Finds out the truth of the matter.
yeah, and it's any reason to celebrate. So the truth is that you don't have to have like a special occasion, but I mean, if anything warrants it, you can find any reason to go out there and celebrate, which is a good thing. So if you're making excuses, it doesn't have to be a special day. You can just go out and do it. That's what I see. That's what I'm saying. That's actually a good energy. Maybe clarity that why wait? Just do it.
Yeah, and there's sort of a cleansing energy to Cap too, with maybe a time to rest on the mountain, take a little respite from the climb.
Yeah, that's true. Like, celebration could be like taking a break.
Yeah, yeah,
I half do that. Sometimes I listen and sometimes I don't. I can be stubborn. He was like, "Oh, stop it. Just get off the computer." Oh, let me share this with you. So one day I was working on the computer from like 7 o'clock in the morning up until like 12 o'clock, and Luna is always looking at me. She's very curious, what I do throughout the day, and then around her time, which is around 10 o'clock, 10 to 11 o'clock, I sat on my bed and I grabbed the laptop, and then she gave me that look on her face, like
uh-huh,
seriously? Like,
yeah,
this is my time. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing? Like, and I looked at her
yeah.
and I was like, what? I gotta keep doing it. And she's like, she gave me like an attitude.
I
Like,
know.
it was funny. Sorry, I had to share. Anyways.
They teach us a lot about, balance between work and play, right?
Oh yeah, because she was being patient. She was sleeping all day. She was being good. She wasn't like, demanding. And then when it was past her playtime with me, her normal time, she got upset. Like she gave me the nasty face. And I was like, what is this?
She's like, I want your attention, Mom.
I know. So Aquarius, we have let's watch the sunrise. Wow.
Oh, wow. Ace of Cups.
Wow, well look at
Notice we have a lot of aces and kings that have come out tonight.
that's actually a good thing.
It
So
is. It's a high energy. Yeah.
mhm. So Aquarius, I mean, I know that I did the reading earlier this week for Aquarius where they just need to maybe just let loose and just go for the moment.
Well, and that is a sextile between Sag and Aquarius. So it's pretty calm, pretty easy energy, aside from the square. And in general, Uranus, their ruling sign, has been doing some difficult aspects. But I would say this is about, getting out of the 3D, thinking higher mind, stretch, the
Right.
lotus flowers, meditate. Let's watch the sunrise. Yeah, that's connecting with earth.
Yeah, because I feel like, Aquarius, you might be uptight these days and just let loose.
Yeah.
Like ground yourself in some sand.
Yeah.
Stick your feet in the sand if you're near a beach or whatnot. And like, because the Ace of Cups is also self love, you know. So like, love yourself too, and get the sunlight in your eyes because light. You need that light energy to kind of get your day and your mood going.
Cool.
Yeah. So last but not least is Pisces.
Pisces.
Yeah. And Pisces, guess what? Jeez. I have makeout session.
Whoa. I have Page of Cups.
Okay. So don't be shy. What? What, girl?
Luna says, go for it.
I know.
Ask that guy over for a beer, Shibaga.
Make out and bite on that. I see that there's like a little fish. Excuse me, ma'am.
Which is the spirituality aspect of the Sagittarian full moon.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's the fish. That's Pisces, Page of
Yeah.
Cups.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. What the girl? You are just too needy.
She loves her mama.
Yeah, and then she blows snot on my
Yeah.
face. That's love.
That's, yeah. She's like, I'm ready to play now. Are you done yet?
I know. You're just like, hello, can't you see me? Mm, okay, okay.
Nice.
I know. She's something else.
Well, we have a new moon in Gemini, Father's Day weekend. So I think that activity overall is increasing as the month goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of activity. You might be seeing more traveling. Um,
So basically with this energy, there's like a lot going on.
there is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
And
maybe
with that comes a lot of opportunity. So, it's kind of that shaking off that sluggish, uh, kind of lazy energy that we have had, and really, truly, and earnestly investigate opportunities that come along. Don't just dismiss them, right?
mm-hmm. And then also, what did you do to get out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, the homework for the between now and the new moon is so I've already told you mine. I'm kenneling my dogs and I have to travel for work and I can't take them with me. So
Mm-hmm.
that's out of my comfort zone, not the work, but leaving my dogs in the care of somebody else, some place else.
I don't know. For me, it's actually just to take a break. Like I can do it, but I'm always like, and watching something like I'm trying to relax, but
Right.
I already have like an idea going on in my head. So, but then I want to pick up like an electronic device or like a notepad and start writing stuff down while I'm listening to TV, but not really engaged to like
Right.
the story. So, yeah, story of my life.
So
Um,
out of your comfort zone would be to be lazy. Is that what you're saying?
right. I don't know how to be lazy.
Maybe just give yourself like a little window, like 4 hours, like no big,
I can do that at the very, very end of my day.
yeah.
Whether I'm like binge watching like Netflix shows or something.
What's that show you watch?
Which one?
The drama?
Oh, K drama. I mean, yeah, K drama.
Yeah.
What, girl? Like, are you okay?
She is so cute.
I think she knows that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Luna, you're so pretty. Pretty girl.
Look at it. She's tired already.
Yeah.
I don't know, you making me tired, girl. What the heck?
This is some tiring energy, I would say.
Mhm.
Everyone should be trying to take more time to rest and not fight the waves because with
Well, I noticed that with the information that I have, like I have a lot on my list of things to do, but when it comes down to the execution, I just don't have the power.
oh yeah, it's always something to do.
Well, it's like I know that I need to relax, and so I'll think about it, and then I'll give in. So I think
Well,
that's what I'll be doing tonight. Maybe tomorrow because that's the peak.
yeah, tomorrow night, like at like quarter to 9 p.m. somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, we'll find out.
it'll all be good. We just keep going on and on and on in these cycles. So we're here to take it and survive it and try to enhance our experiences. And if you feel anxiety or whatever, just do a little check on you. Are you breathing really shallow, which generally we all do when we get stressed. So just
Take
take
a
a few
brisk
minutes.
walk or
Yeah.
yeah, to kind of wake up and drink some water. You live on a mountain? Oh, okay. So what? Air too thin up there, girl? Yeah, I'm not very easy. He's gonna have to work for it. One idiot was enough. I need brains over beauty. Well, this is your chance to get laid, right, Shabaka?
I don't know, you know, in the
She
same
said
building. I don't
she said
know.
that she's not that easy, so she knows.
Yeah.
Just
Let's
because
see. A girl at work is told me this week basically her relationship of 6 years is pretty much over, going into a slow burn. He's been very disrespectful to her way too many times. And that's what I said to her, is like, well, if you do consider giving it another go with him, he needs to do something. He needs to.
I would say counseling.
Yeah, I mentioned that, but she said he would never do that. I was thinking he needs to make effort, right?
Mhm.
He has stood
He
her
has
up.
to really show up and really tell her that he wants to work on this with her. And a
Right,
lot of men, they wouldn't. But if they really cared, they would.
right.
Some of them are maybe a little bit too immature or too impatient to even go through that. It really depends.
Self-absorbed comes to mind.
Hmm.
He definitely has displayed like narcissistic tendencies. I'm not going to go as far as call him a narcissist, but he's definitely self-absorbed.
Hmm.
And they're grown adults, they're not children.
Well,
And um,
sometimes they don't know that they are that way.
and the thing that has kept perpetuating the um, bad situation is, but they've known each other so long. That is always her comeback to, but we've known each other so long. Well, that doesn't make it any better.
Well, if you've known them so long and
Certainly
there's
a good thing, when you're not feeling satisfied or fulfilled, or, she's always just seems down in the dumps. But I hate using that term work for it, because relationships are two-way streets. But when he has definitely put his family and everybody else in front of her, then to mend any kind of relationship would mean him putting her as a priority.
hmm You know what? I just did a reading like that. Virgo. I don't know what his sign is. I saw that, okay, with Virgo's issue was that they're with somebody they honestly really wanted to try because they did have compassion for the relationship. However, there is like this other energy. It looked like a family that always, like, Virgo wanted to do the family and also, spend time with the person, but the person felt like they were second best. They weren't put ahead of the family group. So, what I saw with that person was that, um, they also wanted to work things out. So, they tried, but the ultimate result was that the other person wanted their freedom. And just to kind of see if, so in other words, they wanted to leave the other person. And if it's meant to be, then they want to, see if, like, if it's meant to be, then they'll come back. But Virgos took it hard, or they took it the wrong way. So Virgo's perception was, you want freedom? Fine. I'm going to go look somewhere else. There is no comebacks if you leave. So that's what I saw. So the other energy was a fire sign energy, could be like an air sign. And then there's Virgo, and then there was the other energy. So
I'm not sure what their signs are, honestly. It's always every Monday. It's always like, the drama of the weekend. And I've said to her gently a couple of times, why do you want to feel this way? Why do you
because
let
she's
this?
putting up with it. And
Yeah,
what they call it love,
she doesn't
I
want to feel
call it
that.
like freaking, I don't know. What's the psychological word for it? It's just not healthy.
Yeah.
It's like an attachment towards, I don't know, something that you're programmed to think that you're supposed to accept.
That and the fear of being alone, I think a lot of people will put
That
up
was
with.
it. That was the message from Spirit. Spirit said, "Work through your fears."
Mm.
So, what are you afraid of?
So another way to say get out of your comfort zone would be face your fears.
Oh, that's perfect. Hmm.
I had a friend that was really scared of heights, and she did one of those tandem airplane
Jumps.
jumps. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I hate heights, but I just don't think I can do it.
In North Carolina, they have a wind tunnel where you can go and
Oh,
like a cylinder, and you
yeah.
go in there. and then they fire a thing up, and then you're
Yeah,
floating.
that's neat.
Yeah, so at least it feels like a tandem, but it's like simulation,
Right.
where you know that you're gonna be safe
You're still on the earth, you're on the ground, right?
closer to the ground than from the airplane. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting times, you know. I don't know
Mhm.
where JK went.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who's in the chat, to be honest. Um, but yeah, like, let's see. I see her Shabaka. She made some comments. Friday booze day, drinking, and we live on a mountain. We got that earlier. Yeah, I'm not very easy. He's gonna have to work for it. One idiot was enough. I need brains. And then there's like 10 sex shops within a 5 block radius.
Mm.
So that's the thing. I've noticed that with northern towns, there's a lot of sex shops up there because you need to get
And in
warm.
southern towns, there's a lot of vape shops.
Ah,
So I'm not sure what that says about our society.
yeah. No, I noticed that. Like up further up north, there's more like sex type shops. Actually liquor stores too, I guess. Um, let's see here. Yeah, I'll work for it, but I'm not pulling his ass. Yeah, Virgo got left. She's talking about her twin. And he was wanting no take backs. Okay. Well, yeah, no takey backs. And that could be the thing that, you're mentioning since like the December timeframe and how we're reevaluating what we were going through back then.
What lessons were learned
Mhm.
square to Saturn?
So yeah, that could be a thing. Like, and I did Capricorn's reading today, and Capricorn's energy was like really being done and over with something and ready to move forward. If they're really wanting to be in your life, they would show up. And I think Capricorn's done waiting after all that time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I guess changes in the air.
being open and embracing change.
Oh yeah. Hi, hello. No more lies.
Hey there, no more lies.
Yeah, so does anyone have like any kind of like questions or comments for Sunny?
Or any plans to get out of your comfort zone the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, yeah. I have to remember to bring that up for next time. Indeed, I was never waiting. He was a psychic parasite. So, I guess, that does take time to kind of like filter through,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. Okay. So, anybody have questions, comments, concerns? How about your business deal? Oh, okay. So Shabaka was saying that when she talked to somebody that was local to her, where she may get a deal where she can do a whole like knitting line with this
Oh, nice.
person.
Go
So
for it. Yeah.
yeah, and she's a Capricorn, so that's possibly like the new venture. I
Yeah.
remember around Christmas time she started her knitting
I
business.
love my cap. Yeah.
Yeah, so now she's getting like a deal. So that's actually good. And she's moved to a bigger city on the mountain. And so
Nice. So it's moving along.
I was thinking about Yahoo. That could be a thing. Yahoo. Your brother is finally moving out of your place. Wow, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
So, it took 3 effing years, but finally he's starting to understand I was serious. Okay, talking about her person. And then you love yours too. Oh, so everybody has a freaking nitty? Like a nitty beanie hat? Everybody has one.
They're wonderful.
Uh, yeah, I have mine back here too. But it's kind of too hot to wear. But yeah, it's on my pig.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's under the bush. You see the green pig?
Yeah.
The knitted hat is actually sitting. Well, I think you can see a touch of it over there, but yeah. Um, do you see that, guys? I have a freaking filing cabinet behind me. That's how much of a Capricorn I am. Anyway,
You're
I got
organized.
office stuff everywhere. You're happy that everyone. Yes, your hats are high quality, honey. They're the best ever.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I think your business is going to be great success.
Yeah, I enjoy mine. I
And this
can't
is a
wait.
great time to, you know, take those chances. What's
Hmm.
your question? No more lies. At 9:11.
Oh, it's her rising sun. What should she missed the whole thing?
Well, I would say a lot of movement, a lot of opportunities. You may have the opportunity for a new job. So the ascendant represents the first house, which is your physical body and where it is on the earth. So the full moon sitting there, you may feel bloated. You may experience discomfort through your hips or thighs. Um, I would take walks, be moving, do something to move the physical body during the full moon. Um,
Drink water, I guess, for the liver.
yes. And I don't know where you are with spirituality. You could have some sort of paranormal experience, whether through your dream state, um, astro travel, remote viewing, anything like that that puts spirituality and your physicality together. Um, I keep pushing this out of my mind, but it's come back 3 times. You might get invited to visit a church. Um, so, yeah, a lot. I'm getting a treadmill next week. Great.
That's actually good. I
Yeah.
actually have something for you, Normalize. Now, I know that you live in Las Vegas, and I have a special request if you so want to take up on this. But so I'm the owner of foxyteas.com, and I know that you guys know I have tea. So it's a registered trademark. Okay. There's this Russian guy in Las Vegas who has boba foxy tea. He sells boba tea, and he's not supposed to have that. I already sent him a letter to like a cease and desist, but this asshole still continues to serve tea under that name. Can you check him out? I want to know, who is he, like a Russian mafia dude? Like, can
Yeah.
guy, like, cuz this guy is hard, like he don't give a f. Like if I like sent him like a letter. I just, if you can just like be my scout and just kind of like see what's going on, I would appreciate it. I just need to know who I'm dealing with down there so I can speak to my attorney. And that's the whole legal thing you're talking about too, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think now's a good time to handle that?
Sure. Anything in the legal or justice system.
And you think
Getting
it'll be
to
in
the
my favor? I
truth.
mean, like I am the freaking technical owner of that. You
Yeah.
don't have a car? Oh shit, girl. Okay, well, I'll send you an address and you can tell me. Yeah, I'll Gmail you his information. I looked at the shop. He has like a little freaking like a plaza. He's in a plaza. So yeah.
Wow. I thought that had kind of resolved itself.
No. I saw he's still like doing it. And there must be something called Foxy something down there. That's why he named it Foxy Tea.
Wow. Well, maybe that'll finally get resolved.
Ex-girlfriend, let's drive by his house and see if he's still alone. Do a drive-by. uh, Man, sometimes these people, they don't care. This is what I realized about trademarks. You can get a trademark on something, but unless you're willing to like put some buku bucks down to take care of that person, it's not worth it because there's a lot of like back and forth going on, and it really depends on how much are you willing to pay
Right.
just so they don't use it. It's such a headache. So, all right, honey. Yeah, I just need like some eyes, extra set of eyes,
Yeah. Some detective work.
just like a Scorpio. Like,
Right. Right. Get to the bottom of the truth. Get to the bottom of the matter.
and is his tea nasty? I'm not gonna be that mean, but
Tell me on your website. Did you give out your tea website?
no, it's on my thing, but it's foxyteas.com, teas.com. Beaucoup French, yeah, yeah, it's very French. So, I wonder. I don't know. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because
You know, it's been a long time ago, but at one time, women going into private investigation was a huge need. I did some work for a private detective as a paralegal. He needed somebody checked out in the courts, and he was a client of mine, and I would get to talking to him because it was always one of my sort of secret desires was to go to private detective school.
hmm
And he told me, you just need to be able to invest in some good video equipment, and that women are highly desirable in the field because they're less conspicuous when you need to go like stake out somebody.
Well, not only that, if you go out to a bar and just like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
You want to buy me a
Well, he
drink?
wrote a book. It was Lewis Investigations, but he wrote a book called "You Know It's Cold When Your Banana Freezes," and it
Mm.
was inspired by a stakeout that he did. He lives in a really cold area in the mountains, and he had his snacks or whatever in a brown bag. And in the middle of the night, he went to have his banana, and it was solid frozen. But he did a book on his different experiences as a private detective.
Oh, my mind just went in the gutter with that.
And I actually dated a private detective one time, and he had this weird desire to go to a hotel. He wanted to go to a hotel and get a room, and to have me come to the room and pretend like I was a stranger. That was his fantasy.
Oh, I think I remember you telling me something like
It's
that.
kind of weird. Yeah, he was kind of
Mm.
weird.
Yeah,
I should write a book on all the weird guys that I've come across.
I know. I know. There's so many.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else that people would like to communicate to Sunny? Because I have to go here soon.
Well, we should have an exciting couple of weeks and a big full moon. I think it's called the strawberry moon. It might look kind of pink.
Yeah,
And
your room looks pink again.
I know, I don't know what that is. I do not know what, there's nothing in here pink.
But you see it too, right? Is it
I do. I mean,
okay?
When I look at it this way, it does not look pink, but when I look at it in the monitor, it looks pink.
Uh,
I don't know, something in transition there.
it's that moon.
Yeah.
Kinky role play.
Oh, cry.
In a teddy outfit. I actually know some like that, but not my personal experience. Yellow light.
I just can't even say. I just can't even say.
Anywho, okay. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in knowing like what is going on in your world, then let Sunny help you. You can definitely book a reading with her at linemountainhealing.com.
Thank you.
Yes, and also she does have an Etsy shop if you guys are interested in taking a look over there. But yeah, that's what I have, and also thank you, no more lies. Yeah, she is. Um, yeah, so I'm actually really curious about what's going on with me. So I might
Okay.
just ask you
Yeah.
later on. It doesn't have to be right away.
Yeah.
Like a little check-in.
Yeah. We'll do a check-in.
Yeah, because I think it's been a while since I
It
did.
has. Yeah. It
Yeah.
has. We will do that.
Okay, yeah, just to kind of see if I'm on track.
I will definitely update that.
Okay, so yay, hi, hi.
She's ready to play.
Yeah, she's been licking herself a lot lately, and I still didn't get the gummies yet that you had mentioned, but I've been giving her allergy, like what is it, Benadryl, and that seems to help, but I'm not consistent. So I think I have to be consistent if I plan to take her outside. I've noticed that. So yeah, but I see her paws and stuff. Is that normal? They look kind of whitish.
Yes. When they start looking pink is when it's an indication of yeast from allergies.
It's white. So I don't know. She does lick her arms a lot. You see that? She's like licky.
I've seen different reasons for that.
I think she's grooming because
Yeah.
I noticed that she's soft. Like after her coat like kind of shedded off for the most part.
Yeah.
Like she's still like a normal hairy, but a lot of the shedding came off already. So yeah, she looks really shiny, and I think she's just making her hair go in one direction. I don't know. My hand.
I would Google that. I know in the past I've seen different reasons. The only one I can recall right now is allergies because it's what am dealing with one of mine. But I think there's other, grooming. I'm sure, and I don't know. She's so cute.
I know she likes to eat hair and paper, and
So I put in for PTO from work today so that I could do a dog show at the end of the month.
that's the whole traveling thing, right? And
I'm doing a bit of traveling this month. Next week, I travel for my work,
uh-huh.
and then the dog shows are towards the end of the month. And I was just going to do the weekend, and then one of the judges is there on a Thursday, and I was like, I really want to put my dog in front of him. He's a nice guy. So yeah, I ran it by my boss today, and he's like, sure, he's going to be gone the same couple of days, so it worked out.
Oh, okay, so you don't have to feel so bad.
Yes. And I really haven't taken any time. Have I been there like 6 months? I'm going into my 8th month.
I think it was
I
like
started last November.
November, right?
Yeah. So,
Oh,
yeah, about 8 months. Yeah. I think it's time.
yeah, 8 months is a good enough time in for something.
Take some time off, do something unwork related. So, June is, I've noticed a lot of people around me traveling and getting out more. And yeah, so a lot of movement.
I know it's more so on the East Coast because even over here on the West, there are some people that it seems like they are, but my son is still in school until like the 16th, like actually 2 more weeks.
So my boss just came back from France this week. He's been gone, I don't know, about 2.5 weeks. And he said that they are experiencing the same thing we are in terms of like a cooler spring, you know,
Mm,
and it's been cooler than normal.
right. That's why I didn't put out my vegetables. Like I was gonna plant some seeds and stuff, and it got cold.
I just put mine in the ground this past weekend and it's still really too cold. But,
Mm.
if they stay in those little pots you buy them in too long, then they never seem to grow very well. So,
Well, I
I,
put them in the windowsill to kind of keep them still like, I guess the right temperature um,
yeah,
before I put them out. So I haven't done it yet, but this weekend I'm gonna seed my plants.
I am growing some vegetables in a new spot. So,
Okay.
my old spot that I've had for a couple of years, I'm going to let rest. And so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
That sounds good.
And
I can't wait to see your veggies because they always look good.
yeah, I had pretty good luck last year. I couldn't eat as much as I had. I was giving away a lot of it.
That's a
But
good thing.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's good therapy. Good therapy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. School's out for summer. Oh well, damn those broccolis were awesome. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you saw the yeah. First 3 weeks of May, usually cold this week, usually hot. Mother Nature's bipolar. Yeah, it's the same over here too, Shabaka. It was really hot and then it got cold again. So,
It's been weird. Bipolar is a good word for the weather. And you can follow the weather patterns through the planetary configurations as well. It's a very interesting time. The Earth is going through a lot of transition, and I
mm,
think that equates to us as the people on the surface of Earth going through a lot of transition. All good, all good. Few little bumps and rough spots, but overall exciting.
mhm. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here. So,
Well, we'll keep in touch. I'll be in touch with you. Um, I'll try this weekend. I'm actually working all weekend, but I will have some time here and we'll catch up. Okay.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Thank
No
everyone.
rush.
Thank everyone for your time tonight. Enjoy the full moon. Get out and take in some nature. What, have some rhythmic, steady breathing, I think would be the anecdote.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
All righty. Well, I'm going to go let my little fur children out and I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you,
Thank
Sunny.
you. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.